This week on Sport Fishing, we've got a great local trip for you. We're going to be taking you on the Monte Carlo out of 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro for a half day of fishing at the Horseshoe Kelp. And in the Galley, fresh seafood is their specialty, and they're going to share their recipe for sauteed halibut with us. So stay tuned because we've got another exciting episode in store for you this week on Sport Fishing.
Welcome to Sport Fishing with Dan Hernandez.
The IGFA all-tackle world record for calico bass was caught off Palos Verdes, California in 1990. That fish weighed 9 pounds, 13 ounces. Welcome to this week's episode of Sport Fishing. Today we're fishing aboard the Monte Carlo, and what we're doing right now is we're just sliding up to the bait receiver right here, where we're going to fill up the boat's bait tanks with live bait. And once that's done, we'll be heading right through the channel here over toward Catalina. We're not going to go to Catalina. We're going to fish an area called the 150. It's located roughly halfway between San Pedro and Catalina Island. The 150 is a popular spot for anglers because on the edge of a major drop-off, there is an underwater ridge at a depth of 150 feet, which is how the area gets its name. Baitfish and game fish species that eat them are attracted to these areas and provide plenty of action for anglers. In addition to the rockfish we would expect to find there, we can be pretty sure to run into two species that are particularly fun to catch. They are the bonita and the barracuda. The Pacific bonita can be found along the coast from Point Conception to Baja, Mexico. Their diet consists of small fishes like anchovies, sardines, and squid. Bonita are schooling fish and are usually found feeding near the surface. They can be taken with live and dead baits and by trolling jigs along the surface. Their flesh is light-colored and similar to tuna. The barracuda can be found offshore and inshore around reefs, piers, wrecks, and other underwater structures. Barracuda are considered opportunistic feeders and will eat whatever is available. Fishing methods include trolling jigs, prepared baits, live bait fishing with small fishes like anchovies, and the use of iron jigs. The Monte Carlo that we're fishing on today is a half-day boat, but basically all the local boats here in Southern California are set up the same, where they have light bait tanks back here in the stern of the boat, and they might have one up on the bow. Now what we have for bait today are both the large baits, the sardines, that's what this is here, and the big calicos and big bonita will bite these. And they're great baits for tuna trips. And then also we have anchovies. We have different size anchovies, large and small. See if I can find a bigger one. This is a big one here. You notice the way I handle them. You want to make sure they stay alive. You just kind of handle them like that. You don't want to crush them or anything. Just let them stay like that. And then what you want to do is go ahead and pin them on. Now, for this type of fishing, live bait fishing, you have a choice. You can either go like this with a sinker. This is an 1.5 ounce egg sinker. And then we just have a mustad hook. This is a size 4 live bait hook. And this rig here is set up to go calico bass or rock fishing on the bottom. And I'm fishing with the Lite outfit. This is a small reel here. For boat fishing, this is rather a small reel. We have it filled with 15-pound test line, and the rod's matched with it, so you get nice action out of it. Now with the sinker like this, what we're trying to do is get the small rockfish and the calico bass. And there's two ways to actually pin the bait on. I'll show that to you right now. With the anchovies, you can either, what we call gill hook them, where you're going to hold the anchovy down, hold the head down with your thumb, and then just slide the hook underneath the gill plate. And that's all it is, just like that. And when you cast it out, the anchovy will be able to swim. But because I have a sinker on there, what I like to do is nose hook it. So what I'll do is I'll get an anchovy like this and just pin the nose right through the lower jaw, put the hook like that, and come right out through the nose. It's real important that the hook comes out in front of the eye so you don't kill the bait. And you want the bait to be able to swim like that. So the reason we do this is we'll cast it out, the sinker will go all the way down to the bottom, and the sinker will be right on the bottom like this, and then your line will be able to swim, and all that's going to do is keep the anchovy down toward the bottom. And that's where the rockfish are, right in the structure in the bottom. The calico bass will be right in the calpin and on the structure, right on the bottom. And because of the sinker and this combination, you'll be able to get those fish. If we were fishing in the sandy bottom area, you could do the same thing, and you'd probably come away with sand bass, maybe even a halibut. So I'm going to go ahead and bait up again and try it. Now if the bonita come through, what you want to do is go ahead and gill hook it like we did the first one, but you wouldn't have a sinker on, just a straight hook, and keep your bait right on the surface. But right now I'm going to see if I can catch me a calico or a small rockfish. This is a big anchovy. Just go ahead, pin it on, just like that. This anchovy is so big, this hook is actually a little small for it. There you go, just like that, and just cast it out. Let's get a spot right here. Now you have to remember that the skipper's already positioned the boat right over the reef and the rocks that we're fishing in the kelp. You don't need to cast 300 yards away because there's nothing there. All the fish, all the structure is right under the boat. I'm just going to toss this out, short cast, and just keep the reel in free spool, let the line go. Remember, you want that, for what we're doing here for calico bass and rockfish, you want that bait to go all the way down to the bottom. It's got to be on the bottom, on the structure, to get the fish. Here, we got a fish going. Let's see what we got here. Oh, sand bass. It's a sand bass. Just some of the variety of fish you can get out here. Had some calico bass come up, now a sand bass. It's quality fish. Let's go ahead and measure them. Now sand bass is the same as calico bass. They have to be 12 inches. The lines there are 12 inches. This fish will go about 14. Definitely legal fish. But we're gonna go ahead and let him go, see if we can get him later when he's bigger. Let's go ahead and drop him in here. Just let him go. There he goes. We'll return in a moment with the tackle box and more fishing action. Remember to always handle these fish with care. For this type of angling, you don't need to bring a lot of equipment with you. Now, this is one of the nice things about half-day fishing. You can just bring hooks if that's all you want to bring and fish a live bait. But to make it a little bit more interesting, I have a little selection of different types of gear for today's type of fishing. Now, to start out with live bait, if all you're going to do is fish the surface for bonita and mackerel, all you need is a small live bait hook. This is a size 4 must-add live bait hook. And if you want to fish the larger baits, like the sardines, we have some sardines in the tank, you want to move up to a larger hook. Anywhere from a 1/0 to 3/0 hook would work fine, just depending on the bait. Remember, you always want to pick your hook by the size of your bait, not by the size of the fish you think you're going to catch. Now, if you want to use artificial lures, there's a couple ways to go. You can go something like this. This is the old spoofer style lure. This works great on bonita and it works good on the Barracuda. You just cast this out, it's easy to use, it's a heavy jig, and wind it back medium speed, and it'll just kind of flash like this through the water for you. Tracks the fish. Now another type of iron lure is the candy bar jig. Now this type of lure, you'd want to cast it out as far as you can, and then work it on the surface, and just nice slow action. And that lure should just kick back and forth for you. If you're yellowtail fishing, you'd want to grind real fast and make it fly in. But for bonita and mackerel, you don't have to go that fast. You just want that nice motion. Now another lure is a plastic lure, hard plastics. This is made by Rebel. This is a nice lure to use. It's great on the bonita and the barracuda. Just cast it out, and it works like a large crankbait if you were freshwater fishing. Just wind it right in and the fish attack it. Now for this type of fishing, the kind of rods and reels to match up with them, for live bait fishing, this would be ideal. This is a Penn 501 reel. It's filled with 15-pound tests, big game line. Now it's matched up with a Penn custom power stick rod, and it's very important when you start matching your rods and reels together that your rod be rated for the size line that you have. So this is a 15-pound test rod. It's rated for that, and that's what we have on the reel. And then we have a small reel to compensate for that. Now for the jig fishing, what I like to use is something like this. This is a longer rod, 9 foot, and we just have the cork tape on it. Notice the other rod had the hypalon and stuff. This just has straight cork tape, and that way you can set the reel any place you want. It makes it more convenient for you for casting. And these longer rods, what will work nice for you is when you start casting these iron jigs or any of these type of artificial baits, because the rod's longer, you'll be able to make a longer cast, reach the fish. You'll be able to cast farther than the anglers that are just using the 6 or 7 foot rods. And when you have to set the hook on the fish, you need all that power. This rod, because it's so long, it has so much backbone, will really drive that hook into the fish. It'll make it a lot easier for you to hook that fish. Well, let's get back on the water. I know there's a lot of action yet to come. Fishing on the bottom with that little egg sinker and small live bait hook and anchovy. Let's see what we got here. It's nothing real big, that's for sure. Hopefully it's a little calico. Might be a small little rockfish. Rattlesnake. We call these rattlesnakes because this is a sculpin. It's one of the best eating fish out here you can get on a half-day boat, but you have to treat this with care because it's also very poisonous. Now it won't kill you or anything, but all these points on them, they all got venom in them, and you have to be very careful handling them. Yeah, go ahead. It's best to get one of the crew members to handle it for you. It's just dangerous. Just go ahead and release it. The other side there. Just let them go. We're still fishing here at the Horseshoe Kelp, and the guys are picking at the Barracuda. We had one calico bass come up, and a couple of nice bonita. I'm still fishing on the bottom. Switch baits a little bit. I was fishing with the anchovies, and we have some small and large sardines, so I tried one of those on right now. And just got bit. Getting nibbled. I don't know if the sardine's a little bit. Oh, you got one there. Sure, she's got a fish going. Well, you do that like you know what you're doing.
Just keep on reeling or else you'll lose them.
Turn the turner. There you go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Get around the corner there. Here we go. Oh, and there he goes.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, whitefish. Okay. Nice whitefish. What's your name?
Linda?
Linda, what area are you from?
From Santa Fe Springs.
Santa Fe Springs? It's Linda with the whitefish. So go ahead and jet that off there.
Thank you.
That's quality rockfish.
That's going to be good eating.
That's a large fish for a half nature.
Piece of squid.
Piece of squid?
on the bottom.
When we return, we'll show you how to prepare a simple and delicious halibut recipe in the Galley. Our Galley segment this week comes to us from 22nd Street Grill and Bar, located just above 22nd Street Landing. Standing beside me is Ed Connolly. He's the manager here at 22nd Street Grill and Bar, and he's going to be performing a dish for us. And our saltwater dish today is?
I'm going to saute fresh halibut with white wine, garlic butter, green onions, tomatoes, and bay shrimp.
All right, well, let's get to the grill.
The way we're going to prepare this particular dish is we're going to saute the halibut first about 3/4 of the way. We're going to saute that in oil. And the reason we use oil is because oil has a higher burning point, and that way we won't burn the oil and get that burnt flavor into the fish. After the fish is about 3/4 of the way cooked, then we're going to add all these ingredients, which are about 1.5 ounces of garlic butter. That's butter, garlic, green onions, granulated garlic, and garlic powder. This is 1.5 ounces of bay shrimp meat, fresh tomato, and fresh green onion. What we have here is some white wine we're going to add almost at the end in order to add that flavor to the fish. So first thing we'll do is we'll saute the halibut. What I've got in the pan is the hot oil. I've already started heating it to save us some time. And we're going to cook that fish about 3/4 of the way through. 3/4 of the way through is going to take approximately, probably 3 to 4 minutes. We'll flip it at 2 minutes and we'll make sure it's cooked through. We don't want it cooked 100% because then the flavors of the other ingredients don't get into the fish and you don't have a nice even flavor mix. Okay, this fish is about ready to flip. We add them in order that they take the longest to cook. For instance, the bay shrimp takes a little longer to cook, so we're going to add that. And we're going to let that cook for about 10 seconds. Keeping in mind that none of this is carved in stone. There's no rules, no regulations. The only rule is that you have a good time and you end up enjoying what you're doing. Okay, after the shrimp is added, we'll add fresh tomatoes, some fresh green onion, and garlic butter. This is a very, very simple dish. There's no hidden secret techniques. All we're using is fresh ingredients and adding them at different times. You see this garlic butter starting to melt here now. This is where we'll get a lot of flavor into the fresh halibut. What I'm going to add at this point is a little white wine. The way you'll know when your halibut's done is it'll start to flake apart. You see right here, without any help from me, this halibut is starting to break apart because it's cooked through. You can see if I go like this, it cracks. You don't have to cut it with a knife. You don't have to put a fork in it. All you have to do is apply nice even pressure and you'll see the fish start to flake apart. Then you know your fish is done. That looks like it's about done. Everything's nice and hot. The fish is cooked through and we're ready to serve. Okay, after you pull the fish out, make sure you take all this ingredients. This is some of the best part of the dish. I like to add a little of the juice to the rice myself. That all depends on your own personal preference. Some people don't like as much garlic as I do. And there you have it. And here's the finished dish.
Thanks, Ed. I'm going to try a piece of your halibut dish. Boy, that's great. Thank you very much. And for those of you who've never been down here, I highly recommend the 22nd Street Grill and Bar Restaurant, located right here in San Pedro. Remember, it's right on top of the Skipper's Sport Fishing Landing here in 22nd Street Landing. Well, before I get back on the Monte Carlo, I'm going to go ahead and finish this plate. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
There's weaving baskets over there. Oh, a big bass. Oh, bull bass. Yeah. Oh, get him in the boat.
Bounce it?
Yeah. This is John. What were you doing, fly lining a bait?
Yeah, fly lining.
And what were you using for bait, sardine? Or
Sardine.
Sardine. This is a quality bass, and any angler would be happy to get a calico bass this big fishing an island. But to get it here locally off the Horseshoe Calp on a half-day trip, it's a great fish.
Got 4 going.
Five going.
Five. I don't know what it is. did when I started.
Not even gonna try it. That gap is a moisture. Lead tight,
All right, nice gap.
Be sure to join Sport Fishing next week when we travel to El Capitan Lake in San Diego for some late season bass fishing.
This week's Fish Tales comes to us from Mark Lamson of Gardena, California. Mark hooked up with this 40-pound white sea bass on a local trip to Catalina Island. A white sea bass that size is a great catch. Congratulations, Mark. For being our fish tale this week, Mark will receive a copy of my new book, Saltwater Fishing Adventures. Remember, every fish tale used on the air receives a book. Send your fish tales, photos or videos, and any questions or comments to Sport Fishing, P.O. Box 90, Montebello, California, 90640.
If you would like to purchase a copy of today's episode of Sport Fishing, send $15 plus $2 shipping and handling along with today's date to Sport Fishing, P.O. Box 90, Montebello, California, 90640.